Oh my god! There's been a secret lab underneath the university this whole time? I squint my eyes, trying to cut through the darkness of the seemingly ancient hold to get a better look. Oh. Several indents in the walls hold coffins, while some of the stone tables resemble sarcophagi. Yes, I think that's sarcophagi. I can't read it much, so I'm just gonna say that it is what I said. Hang on. This isn't just a lavatory. This is a tomb! I'm afraid that assessment is incorrect, my young subject. A tomb is a place for the dead, but death has no place in my realm. The sinister voice echoes through the open space, giving no clear indication of its source. I'm not here for the creepy bullcrap. I'm here to make you pay for what you did to those people. So come out here and face us. What I did, I gave them eternal life. Strength beyond pitiful human limits. More than that, I gave them a purpose. What purpose here, Insania? What purpose? What kind of purpose? To spread my gift, of course. Crestfall is only the prologue. An experiment on a minuscule scale. Soon, the whole world will know what it is to defy death itself. Like your dear friend here. A shiver runs down my spine as a gust of rot-ridden wind swirls behind us. Eek! A dark figure clad in robes materializes at Emma's side, his withered fingers clasping around her throat. Emma! I rush forward, raising my fist to strike at the figure, only to be blinded by dirt and rubble as skeletal limbs burst from the grounds beneath our feet. The animated bones grab at our legs, pulling us down to our knees before even more sprout to restrain our arms. In an instant, every one of us is bound by his necrotic magic. All but Sophia. What is the meaning of this? Sophia! I'm sorry about this, Onyx. I didn't want you to get hurt, which is why I only brought students you didn't know down here for experimentation. But you just had to get involved. You were the one that lured the others down here. I thought you cared about them. I do care about them, which is exactly why I want them to accept the Necromancer's gift, and why I will soon take part in it as well. What? The subjects you have seen thus far are merely a start. They are the first steps in my plans. The Necromancer lifts Emma by her throat, and she struggles against his iron grasp. This is the final form of my grand design. What's this? With the wave of his hand, magic swirls around Emma's body, stripping away her human appearance to reveal her stitched undead form. The physical prowess and near indestructibility. Why is my voice hard time reading this? Near indestructibility of the unliving with the cognition of a human. My perfect specimen. The Necromancer drops Emma to the ground, giving her only a moment of freedom before bones rise to restrain her as well. You're the one who did this to me. That's correct. Though not at my behest. It was your father who begged me to share my gift. What? I had barely perfected the serum when you were brought to my doorstep. Bones broken and flesh torn away. I had my work cut out for me. But how could I refuse such an earnest request from my own kin? Kin? I suppose it is worth introducing myself properly. It's not a name I use often these days. But I was once known as Gerald Graves. Your great. Oh, who can say how many generations there have been? Oh, you are very old, my friend. Suffices to say that you, my perfect subject, are my descendant. Emma's eyes go wide as she tries to process the world-shattering news. Emma and the Necromancer are related? I'm sorry to interrupt the familial bonding, but I would like to collect on my part of the bargain now. Ah, of course. I so rarely have an audience for my experiments. How delightful it will be for all of you to bear witness to one's ascension. He stretches his bony hand out to Sophia. Step closer. My heart pounds in my chest, rage building as I watch Sophia saunter proudly toward him. I can barely move, but I need to do something. Appeal to Sophia, try to break free. Forget appealing, we break free with our own strength. I tug against the bones that hold me in place, trying my hardest to escape. For just a moment, I can feel the grip loosening, only for it to tighten even more. Damn it! Please don't resist, Onyx. I promise it will be alright. Soon, you and I can be together in our new undead lives. Together? What are you talking about? She says nothing, still smiling as she willingly walks toward the Necromancer's outstretched hand. Slowly, his fingers curl around her neck, and he snaps it. Clara gasps at the sight, covering her mouth. With barely a guttural whimper, Sophia's body goes limp in his grasp. Next, he produces a needle and jams it into her heart. The mystery fluid pumps into her lifeless form before he discards both the needle and Sophia. With the graceless thud, her body hits the floor. Oh my god! With that distraction out of the way, it's time I choose my next subject. You stay away from me, you psychotic... Vampire. Too uppity. His gaze drifts over Clara, who simply stares back up at him in terror. Too vivacious. Let me out of here, or I swear I will saw all your limbs off and watch you flounder around in the dirt. Oh? His cloak drags across the filth-ridden floor as he turns to face Mira, who stares him down in defiance. This one, hearty yet limber, your corpse will make a fine subject. Mira! I have to help her. Find the strength to break free struggling. Wait, you didn't have the strength all this time and now you're gonna have strength when I place my gems on you? Wasted. Seeing the wicked withered man approach Mira, a newfound strength and determination fills my body. I try once more to break free from the limbs that bind me, shattering their hold finger by finger. And with one mighty tug, I break free. You bastard! Without a second thought, I run right at the Necromancer and, with the wind-up punch, bash my fist straight across his cheek. Gah! He staggers back, dazed. I'm not going to let you hurt her, you sick bastard! Onyx, how did you break out? I don't know. I saw you in danger and You will use my gems to power yourself up, Onyx. I couldn't let anything happen to you. Mira smiles at me, her gaze tender and full of love. Thank you. Of course. And you couldn't say what you wanted to say because you've been smashed by the Necromancer. You impudent little rat! The Necromancer's spiteful words spurred me into action again as I swiftly grabbed Mira's chainsaw and turned to face him. His head chanced slightly as he studies the thing before letting out a hoarse crackle. Do you truly think your foolish modern tools can't stand against me? Care to find out? I pull the cord, starting up the engine with a raging roar that echoes through the lab's stiff air. And before he can react, I take a swing. The chainsaw's blade rips through the Necromancer's cloak, revealing hints of pale, half-necrotized skin underneath. He pulls back just in time to avoid the burn of my attack, barely nicking off more than a sample of his sickly flesh. Instead of blood, a vile black substance leaks from the wound. You! With one hand clasped over his chest, the other reaches out like a skeletal claw. In an instant, the bones surrounding Mira reach out, pulling me backward to join her in imprisonment. The limbs tighten, forcing us together to ensure that neither of us can escape. But even if I'm once again at the Necromancer's mercy, it was worth it. The reality starts to set in that this might be it for me, for us. The Necromancer turns away, muttering to himself as he uses some kind of magic to repair his wound. In the meantime, Mira does what she can to turn in my direction so she can face me, panting softly. It was a good try, Onyx. I'm glad my chainsaw got to give him a taste of pain, at least. I'm sorry I couldn't do more. Don't be. We'll figure out a way to stop him. He's just an old man, right? An old man with crazy necromancy powers. But you're right. We promised to put a stop to this. And we will. Our conversation is soon interrupted by a shadow towering over us. The Necromancer glares at me, teeth gritted into a hateful sneer. I think I'll change my plans. You will watch your dear little friend die a painful death, you vermin. Sleep! The cloaked man's stance falters as a spike of magic penetrates his mind. He stumbles and brings a hand to his face, his eyes half closed from Lila's sleep spell. Weak magic. You cannot stop me so easily. The Necromancer breathes heavily, fighting off the drowsiness with sheer willpower. But even as he resists the spell's effects, his own magic starts to slip. Feeling the skeletal limbs loosen, I pull myself free, taking the hands clean off as I break out. One by one, everyone else escapes as well. Exactly as planned. Was it really? More or less. The Necromancer mutters as he continues to struggle. Troublesome creatures. I had hoped to keep your bodies intact, but you have forced my hands. He traces symbols in the air, weaving magic that causes the skeletal limbs to shudder. Entire sections of the floor break away as several skeleton claws their way to the surface, soon surrounding us. This can't be good. Tear their flesh from their bones, minions. Father. I trust you have no quarrels about felling these creatures, Hunter. Felling these creatures, by the way. They're definitely dead, so it doesn't bother me. Mira revs her chainsaw as Lila brandishes her claws, ready to rip and tear. How about you, Emma? Think you can use some of that zombie strength? Yeah. I owe this Arsk some payback for what he did to me. Hell yeah! Onyx, Clara, you two take cover. No way. What she said. We're in this together, and that means we fight together. Somehow, the skeletal soldiers give me no time to think, surrounding both me and Clara even as the others tear through their comrades. We might not be fighters, Clara, but we can do this. Right? I just need a plan. Look for a weak spot, find a way to disrupt that. I cannot do this thing, I will look for this thing. It's just a skeleton without a body to keep it together. Which means if I go for the spine, it will split in two. Time for a fatality! I dug out of the way as the skeleton takes a swing and thrust my arm forward, grabbing onto its lower spine, before ripping it straight from its body. In an instant, the skeletal warrior falls to the floor with a clatter of bones. Good thinking, Onyx. The ancient lab soon erupts in utter madness as both sides clash. One by one, the opposing force is felled by claw, saw, and strength, and by just a little bit of clever thinking. As the last skull crashes into the ground, I turn to face the Necromancer. Is that all you've got, old man? The withered man growls. Far from it, boy. I am the Necromancer. I've had ages to hone and perfect my magics. His muscles tense, pure power running through his pronounced veins as shadows gather around his form. Lila looks concerned. Such raw magical strength! Tremble, mortals! For this shall be your last! The Necromancer's words catch in his throat, unable to utter his threat from the slender fingers wrapped around his neck. I'm sorry, but I'm finished with you. What? A horrific crack echoes through the chamber as the Necromancer's neck is cracked with unsettling ease. His body falls limp and soon crashes to the floor, Sophia now standing behind him. You! I thought you two were working together. We were, but now I've gotten what I want from him, so there's no point in keeping that old bag of bones around. I'm sorry for the deception, Onyx. It was all a means to an end. I can only stare blankly, dumbfounded by the turn of events. He's dead? There's a hint of disappointment in her voice. That wasn't much of a final boss fight. It doesn't matter. What matters is that the Necromancer has finally been dealt with. Lila closes her eyes and lets out a long sigh of relief. Are you sure the Necromancer is dead? For as far as I know, every Necromancer has a spare body, don't they? Like their heart in some other place, hidden? No? I step over to Lila's side and I kiss her parashoulder, kiss her. Gingerly take Lila's hands in mine, giving it a soft squeeze. It took a while, but you did it. Lila shakes her head. It wasn't solely me that accomplished this, Onyx. Were it not for all of you, I could have never hoped to take the madman on. But I owe thanks, especially to you, Onyx. You have stood with me from the very beginning, despite my having forced you to. Even when things turned dire, you remained at my side, and I could not appreciate it more. I'll admit, Lila, when this all started, I only went along with it because you threatened to kill me if I didn't. Well, that and some personal curiosity about the whole vampire/zombie thing. But I chose to stay with you not out of obligation or anything like that. I chose to stay because I got to know the real you. The one behind the haughty facade. And I came to love you for it. Onyx. I gently turn Lila so that she and I are face to face and wrap my arms around her waist. Our grim surroundings quickly fade away while the allure of her gorgeous eyes draw me in completely. And as we inch closer, our lips finally meet. In an instant, I'm struck by a sense of euphoria, unlike anything I've ever felt before. The pleasure of our shared embrace is mixed with a thrilling sense of danger every time I feel her fangs brush against my lip. Lila seems to get into it even more than me, pressing herself forward like a predator cornering her prey. In fact, I have to hold her back a bit just to keep her from overtaking me completely. And though I can't quite explain why, it makes it all the better. But despite her almost murderous eagerness, she's the first to pull away. Apologies. I may have gotten carried away for a moment there. Lila looks at me shyly, her face slightly pink. No need to apologize. That was amazing. Lila giggles coyly. I'm glad you thought so. It's been some time since I've had the pleasure. And I'm glad it was with you. Sometime? How long? Our eyes lock again. Tender smiles on both our lips as we simply enjoy a quiet few seconds staring at one another. Yeah, okay. Can you please spare the rest of us from this whole sappy show? Huh? I look around the room, blinking rapidly as I remember where we are and what had just taken place. Oh crap, sorry. I guess we both got carried away. It was kind of cute, though. Yeah, way to go, Onyx. I never thought you would hook up with a hot vampire chick. Guys, please. Lila strained herself and steps forward. Yes, please. I'm afraid we can't celebrate just yet. The Necromancer is dead, but his minions remain. It's not over just yet. You're right about that. Sophia steps forward, face twitching with anger. Converting myself into this new breed of human was only the first step of my plan. With a wicked grin, she brings her foot down on the Necromancer's head and crushes it like it was made of paper. Now that this useless old creep is gone, I can hand his research over to my real superiors. Human. I don't even know they were demons, so I'm just gonna assume it's the vampires. You've been working with the traitors hiding out in the vampire cabal? Sophia smirks. That's right, dear Onyx. So smart. That's why I've fallen for you. Wait, if I chose demons, would you still have fallen for me? Never mind. Not important now. What did they want with the Necromancer's research? And why help them? I can't say exactly why they wanted. To produce an army of their own, perhaps? As for my reasons, it's because they can give me anything I want. With the strength of the Necromancer serum and the power of the vampire cavils behind me, there's nothing I can't do. And you can join me in this bliss, my beloved Onyx, after I deal with the rest of you. Wait, what? What? This over? Come on, I was just getting into it.